I mean, I will admit I do have my anxiety portion of it, but you gotta flip it around and make it excitement instead.
Yeah, how do you flip it around? I mean, do you have a routine before you go on stage because you are nervous?
Well, usually, I always say this to everybody. I'm like, fake it till you make it, man. Like, you gotta push and push and push. Like, I will be freaking out so hard, but once I'm on the stage, I'm like a little bit dissociated. But I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm gonna do it. And
Yeah.
then once I'm in it, like once I start singing, once I start moving, it's like it's nothing to me. I'm like used to it. You
Yeah, because
know,
you're
like
supposed to be there.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if you keep doing it, no matter how scared you feel, eventually you're gonna be comfortable. You're gonna be like, damn, like I really do love doing this. I
Yeah.
love like the people around me, like the people enjoy it. Like watching people's smiles on their face, like makes me happy too, you know? So
Yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
kind of just betters the situation. And that kind of goes for anything you do in your life if you're like helping people.
Yeah.
Feed
Yeah.
off the crowd.
Right. And we've heard
Yeah.
that. We've definitely heard that same thing from other musicians that we've had on where, you know, the nerves are there until you hit the stage. And because that's where you're supposed to be and that's what you're born to do, boom, you know,
Exactly.
you're good to go because you're doing your thing.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Welcome, fellow Lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
Let's get this started before one of the most beautiful ladies we've had on. I'm gonna say that about every one of them, but one of the most beautiful ladies we've had on comes on. So
Each one prettier than the next.
First of all, let me address the elephant in the room.
Oh boy.
My beard is gone for the most part.
Oh, I was thought you were talking about yourself.
No. And
Transition boy.
And I'm not transitioning. I'm losing weight for fuck's sake.
I was gonna say,
but
transition. I mean, like, how much weight will you actually lose?
I want to give the real reason why this beard is gone.
Gotcha.
And it's Max Solomon's fault.
Oh, geez.
So the first thing you need to do, shave that beard. You'll lose a pound. I said, fair enough. Let's do it. A pound is a pound, motherfucker.
There you go.
I'm fighting for my life.
Fighting
for my life. So no, actually, it looked weird after my last trim. I'm sorry. You know who I'm talking to. I'm sorry, but I didn't like it. So I said, fuck it. Instead of going back and having it fixed, because that would take work, I just went to the bathroom and shaved it off.
So you did the final trim yourself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So now I know. But you can see my shirt and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it was getting long where you couldn't see the top of the shirt anymore. And I got a UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs shirt. And I'm going to tell you what, right now, I haven't told you this. I haven't told you this.
Wow, exclusive.
The first comment in our comments on this episode that identifies what movie made this shirt famous, I'll send you a shirt. Not this shirt. One of our shirts.
Touch his shirt.
A cocktails. Oh, right about there. A cocktails with Dimples in the Beard shirt.
So that'd be
Dimples on the used to be beard. So this is early in the episode.
Semi-beard.
You've got to already are still watching because the beautiful lady hasn't come on yet. So maybe you skipped over this part. Anyway,
fast forward.
Yeah. If you can tell me in the comments, first person in the comments to tell me what movie made this shirt famous, he'll send you a shirt.
May not be the right size shirt, but we'll send you one.
Oh, we'll ask. I mean, if you're like a super fucking fatty like me and you need a 3X, we don't have any of those.
We don't. We have one double X large left.
Double X.
But we'll get more.
We'll get our.
That's what we do.
We'll get our peeps on that.
Flying right off.
So yeah, tonight was night. I mean, when this comes out, it will have happened long ago. But tonight was my first official Max Solomon workout.
So if we jockey the episodes,
I could go from skinny to fat. Or I mean, from fat to skinny, back to fat.
Yeah, beard up, down.
Right, that would be great.
And talking about week.
I gotta tell you, if we didn't
week number whatever, and then
right. So tonight was the first one, and I hurt. I could barely walk up the studio steps, so I'm not very, very happy with Max Solomon right now.
Thank you, Max.
I'm fucking hungry because I'm on a caloric deficit.
Aw.
But
have some tequila.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can have tequila.
Tequila's
I'm sorry if
I mean, obviously the sugar shit mixed in the margarita.
Sorry, Mac, if you're watching this, but I have a job to do too.
They should have got the skinny girl one.
You should have. I can't just take. I
Kinda
can't
made-
not drink.
Kind of made fun of you and
Part of my
last time I
podcast.
mentioned skinny girl.
I like it. Anyway, what else was I?
But now you're into it.
Forgot what I was gonna say. What am I? Huh?
Skinny girl.
I love skinny girls. I love fat girls. I love medium girls. I love
That
tall girls. I love short
cocktail.
girls. I love girls with big boobs. I like girls with small boobs. I don't like girls with penises.
Oh,
That's not even true. Sometimes that's the hottest porn.
jeez.
Don't tell me you've never watched a dick and tits. You sick, disgusting fuckhead. Like, you're like, oh Jesus.
I'm just.
Oh Jesus, you're going straight to hell.
Well, that we already know that. There's
I'm
nothing new there.
That's some good porn. I mean,
It's just some good porn right there.
inherently, isn't it kind of gay to watch porn where there's a guy fucking a girl? You're watching the dick. Why don't you know what I mean? So at least with the dick has tits, at least you can be like, I'm only 50%
It's a
gay.
half.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for this one. So without further ado, never keep a pretty lady waiting.
Any of them we aren't excited about?
Yeah, there was that one.
Oh, figure it out.
Hi guys, how are you?
Oh, we are good. How are you?
I'm great. You guys can see me. You guys can hear me. Everything's good.
Everything is good. Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
We are set. Perfect.
So thank you so much for joining us. Elina Lowe.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Musician and model. And I discovered you, and I want to, before we get too deep, I discovered you. We had Ulrika Erickson on the podcast, who was a Playboy Playmate, and she had gotten tattooed by Hot Sauce Chen.
Yes.
Did you pierce at that shop?
Yeah, actually for a very short time, unfortunately, but yes.
Okay. That's
okay.
because
Cool.
I saw you have an Instagram page for piercing, which doesn't really have much on it, but I found that. So, and we, like I said, we had Ulrika on, and I saw that she followed you. So I was like, and then I saw the picture of you in the blood bathtub, and I was like, we need to talk to this woman.
Perfect.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, no, she's incredible. She's amazing. I can't even tell you like how excited I was when I met her.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Definitely.
That's cool. That's cool. So that's cool. So I didn't even know that. So you guys have met. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool.
Lucky
So you are, like I said, a musician and a model and
actress.
actress
Occasionally.
occasionally. Okay. Okay.
A little of this, little of that, right? What don't you do?
So where did the love of music start? Because I know, your YouTube channel has some videos from back when you were younger and you were singing then. So obviously you've been musical. I mean, I assume your whole life.
Yes, definitely. So it's so funny how everybody always asks me this, like the same question. I'm always like, wow. And I always have to think about it. I'm like, how did this start?
Yeah.
So funny enough, it was something that I guess like I was born into it. Like nobody in my family is a musician at all. But
Really?
luckily enough, my parents just like love music. Like they were always like alternative, like kind of goth, into like Depeche Mode, The Cure, like into
Okay.
rock music in general.
Yeah.
So just like growing up, they always told me like, as far as like singing, that I was singing before I even knew how to like to speak.
Sure.
Like I was mumbling words like with melodies, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So I guess like the more I grew up with music and having that background within my family, I just like it just came natural to me, and I just continued like doing things within music.
Okay. And you just had a single come out for well, back in February, I guess, come out for Love.
Yes.
And again, you're obviously along with the music, you're very into the art, because the photo shoot for that is also fantastic, and a lot of fun imagery. So where did that inspiration come from?
Honestly, I'm very into horror and blood and
Yes.
cutesy pink stuff. So
It's a great blend.
thank you. My favorite movie is actually Jennifer's Body. So I
Okay.
feel like I kind of put that into everything I do because I want to have that sexiness, but with like murder. So
Gore.
yeah, it's
Blood.
just something that you wouldn't think about,
Yeah. So are you coming up with the idea for all these photo shoots then?
Yes, 100%.
Awesome.
Always.
Awesome.
Okay. So if the music wasn't in your family, I mean, other than just listening to it, obviously. Do you play any instruments?
I do play a little bit keyboard and guitar, ukulele. I'm not amazing at it. Um, Unfortunately, the only talent I really have is my voice. It's a little scary, because you can lose at any time. But
Ooh.
the good thing about instruments is that you can just pick it up and learn it. So
Yeah.
So what about it? What age were you at when you're like, I mean, like me growing up, your parents always, oh, you have a wonderful voice. But at what point? I mean, we have to say that as parents, right?
They were lying to you.
Oh
But
no.
at some point, you're like, no, I really do have a good voice.
Well, fortunately enough, like my parents always supported me. And I think it does get to a point where like your parents, if you were bad at something, they would be like, okay, maybe we can push you to do something else. Like, let's try this. But
Yeah.
luckily enough, my parents always put me into art and they put me like in vocal lessons, they put me in choir, they put me on shows like within my schools. Like it was just something that was always like, I guess kind of pushed upon me, but it's like I wanted it. So it was
Sure.
like a mutual agreement, even as a child.
Yeah.
I just love the attention for some reason. Like even when I was in kindergarten, I was like the queen of my school for some reason. My mom put me as the queen of the school, and I was like, okay, I guess this is happening.
I love it when people can admit to that part of it. Like I just like I like the attention. I like to be
Sure.
seen, like I'm talented enough, I'm beautiful enough where I can do both. And yeah, so I mean, it's refreshing to hear somebody who's not just like, no, I just really, you know what I mean? Like it was all about the meat, Like, no, some people,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You're
You got to
obviously
be able to back it up.
yeah, you're obviously a wonderful musician, but it's cool that you're, I mean, part of it is also the artistry and that involves being seen. So
No, of course.
yeah.
I mean, I will admit I do have my anxiety portion of it, but you gotta flip it around and make it excitement instead.
Yeah. How do you flip it around? I mean, do you have a routine before you go on stage because you are nervous?
Well, usually, I always say this to everybody. I'm like, fake it till you make it, man. Like, you gotta push and push and push. Like, I will be freaking out so hard, but once I'm on the stage, I'm like a little bit dissociated. But I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm gonna do it. And
Yeah.
then once I'm in it, like once I start singing, once I start moving, it's like it's nothing to me. I'm like used to it.
Yeah, because you're
like,
supposed to be there.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if you keep doing it, no matter how scared you feel, eventually you're gonna be comfortable. You're gonna be like, damn, like I really do love doing this. I love like the people around me, like the people enjoy it. Like watching people's smiles on their face like makes me happy too. So
Yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
kind of just betters the situation. And that kind of goes for anything you do in your life if you're like helping people.
Yeah.
Feed
Yeah.
off the crowd.
Right. And
Yeah.
we've definitely heard that same thing from other musicians that we've had on where, the nerves are there until you hit the stage. And because that's where you're supposed to be and that's what you're born to do, boom,
Exactly.
you're good to go because you're doing your thing.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
And do you use life experiences to write your songs, or how does that come to you?
So writing my songs, wow. So everybody I've worked with has always told me like, not to toot my own horn, but they were like,
Go
you're
ahead.
really good at it. And I'm like, that's awesome. Maybe it's the ADD. I don't know. But so I think the easiest part about like writing the music is creating that melody. And then I'll like mumble it. I'll record the mumbles and then I'll write words over those mumbles.
Wow.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I'll make it work. That's kind of how I work around it. Sometimes I'll do it melody first, or sometimes like my partner will send me a track instrumental and I'll write like over that. And I'm like, okay, this is the melody I hear over that.
Okay.
So it kind of like differentiates on depending on like what we're trying to do. So
Yeah.
So do you actually bring a recording of your mumbles and say, hey, play
no,
this?
no, actually,
Turn this
no.
mumble into music?
Right. I got something here.
Oh no. I mean, if it's an instrument, I will mumble it in front of them and
Sure.
they usually understand what I'm trying to say. Cause sometimes they do it back at me and I'm like, okay, cool. So this is working. But if it's like a song, I'll usually like sit by myself in my own room. I'll mumble it like the recording on my phone, make the words, and then I'll record it with the words on GarageBand on my laptop.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I'll send them the track, like a little small demo with the lyrics and the melodies, not just like the weird melody that I invented in my head and on my phone. Like
You never know. That might be a song right there. Just
Right.
mumbles.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
With
it's just
words over it.
mumbles, of course.
So you are the lyricist for all of your songs then too?
Definitely 100%.
Okay.
I will say like sometimes they do edit it. They're like, okay, this sounds a little bit better. But
Sure.
most of the time it is me.
Okay. Because I was able to talk about Roseblood, and some of the lyrics in there are obviously dark and a lot of religious undertones, and I do believe there's some the line about Virgin Mary being a whore.
Everybody always talks about that. It's so funny. Oh my goodness.
And I'm just curious if you caught any flack for it, or I mean, some people, we're big into comedy. We love comedy, and we talk to a lot of comedians who can't get the benefit of the doubt with jokes. And I'm wondering if it happens with music lyrics too. Like, do people just condemn you because of that without getting any deeper into it?
Yeah. So I don't think I'm there yet where people are judging me intensely on my actual music. But a lot of like the things about my music is that it's meant for shock value. And there's also like an understanding behind it. Like I was born Christian. I was Christian for a really long time in my life.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. I don't even know what I believe in now. But of course having like that religion like forced upon me, like between my family. The song is literally just about like forgiving yourself and like your sins and all that stuff. So that line itself is like literally just like maybe like Mary cheated on Joseph.
Sure,
not literally, but like
yeah.
okay, but it could be taken like that. And it's like, okay, this person can be forgiven, whoever that person is.
Sure.
Not saying that's the best thing to do, not condoning cheating,
right,
but, but I'm just like saying that it's okay to forgive yourself if you've done bad in this world. So
for sure. And like I said, sometimes people take that one line out of kind of context, and and just take it and run with it because it's a line like that. So it's good that you haven't faced any of that yet. And I assume if as you get bigger, you probably will run into it at some point. But that's probably a good thing.
Yeah,
because obviously the video for that is very dark and has a lot of imagery too. That, I mean, it's a beautiful video. I love the video, but it's I can see people having issue with it for whatever reason. So
well, it is a shocking line.
Yeah, right.
You got to give it that.
Yeah.
So what was your mindset when you wrote that line, and were you hesitant to put it in a song?
So, okay, the people I was working with, I actually because he had this idea to be like Billie Eilish but darker and sexier, and I was like, okay, I guess I can do that. So I kind of did my own twist, and I was like, I really want like heads to turn, like I want to be different. And I want people to question, what the hell did I just say? So I kind of just took that risk. I sent it to them, and then they were also very on board with it. So I don't think anybody doubted the idea.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a beautiful song. And like I said, the video is so well done. It's just such a beautiful video that I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I said, go full out if you're doing music,
Yeah.
You have to, don't you?
Yeah. And got to ask about the snake in the video. Are you okay with snakes, or was that hard for you?
So I'm actually a huge animal lover.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with animals. I was studying pre-veterinary medicine for a while in school. So the snake wasn't difficult at all. And to make it even better, it was my cousin's snake.
Oh, okay.
So I've actually been bitten by the snake before.
Oh,
so
jeez.
it was a warning bite. But just, I guess, kind of conquering that fear and already having that relationship with the snake, I kind of knew what to avoid. And like, that was like my girl, like I respect her, she respects me. He was next to me. If anything did happen, he would just take the snake off of me.
Sure.
Animals just know, like, they can sense your fear.
They can.
You have to, like, put your boundaries down, be like, okay, we're good, we're here, we're gonna do this, and then that's it.
And what type, that was it a python?
It was a ball python. Was it a ball python? Yeah, it should. Or yeah, I think so.
And how long was the thing? It looked like it was twice your length. So
it was very big. I will say that he's had that snake for a really long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not sure if I could lay there with that thing on me.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Once it was in my face, I was like, cool, keep thinking.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Not everybody can do that.
No.
Thanks.
But like you said, if you're scared, you got to conquer your fears. Are there any animals you're scared of? that you would not do a video with?
Oh my
Because you
God.
are such, you can see from your pictures how much you love animals.
I mean, you're in Florida. You ever had an alligator running?
That's actually very funny how you said that because one of my worst fears is actually alligators and crocodiles.
Yeah,
Speaking
yeah.
of Florida, I just think they're horrifying because they're very, very fast. So,
Yes.
and bugs. I really do not like bugs. Like anything parasitic, bugs. I'm just like cucuyos. Have you ever heard of cucuyos? They're like the bugs with the green bright eyes that fly around. Horrifying. They don't do anything to you. They're just scary looking.
That's enough. Yeah. Right. Right.
Okay. Okay. And it's up to you to talk about it, but did I see you get a new job
Yes, I did actually.
last
Thank you
week?
for noticing that. Yes. Wow, you guys really dug deep in there.
Well, congratulations, number one.
Thank you.
And
appreciate
it
that.
seems like a great combination. I don't obviously know what it is, but to be able to work with animals and people.
Yes. So actually, thankfully, it's a scientific research laboratory where we will be studying antibodies for things like, it's just an example, for things like COVID, Alzheimer's, testing, like even for pregnancy tests to see if you're pregnant, testing to see if you even have COVID in general, the medications that you take in Walgreens for like if you have a cold. So thankfully, it is something that I can put that into the world and help the future of people
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
also being involved with like animals and stuff like that. So that's good.
Well, that's awesome.
How are the animals involved?
So actually, I'm very like iffy about the subject, but they are lab
Okay.
animals. They
Yeah.
are lab animals, but they're being taken care of so humanely that I'm finding a reason where it's okay. Because again, it's to advance us and our health.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically what I'm doing is husbandry for the animals. I take care of the mice. It's just over 13,000 mice.
Oh,
Okay.
oh my
So
God.
yeah, taking care of all these cages, giving them food, giving them water every day, while obviously they're doing the research on the mice. They're just injecting the antibodies on them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually harmless the way that they do it. They do it a way where it doesn't hurt them, from what I've been told.
Right.
And they don't pass away from the antibodies, they pass away naturally.
Okay.
So thankfully it's not, and obviously they have like their certifications by the state, like everything is
Mhm.
like it's fine that they're doing that. And
Right.
again, it's for a good cause and for us to be healthier.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
And
It's-
it's
it's
funny
fun.
you say that because I was listening to a podcast and they had talked about how kind of the same thing, but whoever was working for it said what they do is like dogs and cats that they're ready to, the Humane Society is ready to eliminate. They'll
Mhm.
take them
Sure.
to do this testing
Oh,
on.
that's so hard though. That I don't know if I could do that. That's too
Well, they were going to
Euthanize.
Euthanize them.
Yeah.
Yes.
so they saved them
yes.
from the euthanizing, but to
Of
help
course.
within the testing, like you said.
No,
So
of course.
and they explain it like you did. They take care of them and everything. So
Yeah,
that's nice.
unfortunately, the thing about like working with animals in general, even if you're like in the vet field, like you're gonna deal with a lot of death.
Yeah,
along the
right.
way.
Yeah.
Same thing, even working like with humans, when you're taking care of humans, you're still gonna deal with a lot of death. And I think that's like the harsh reality, a lot of the things like that deal with medical.
Yes.
So that's something a lot of people actually stop studying because of that reason. But
Yeah, for sure.
it's hard to take it and you need a good stomach, I will say that.
So is your love of horror help you with that in death? Because there's a lot of death in horror.
Yeah, actually, I will say that. Even though I want to pocket those mice every day of my life and
Yeah,
just take them
right?
home with me, but yes, if anything were to happen, I feel like the fact that my gut is a little bit better in that field,
Yeah.
I can handle it if anything were to happen, you know. And the
Yeah.
smell, oh, it smells horrible.
Oh,
Oh.
forgot about that part of it.
Yeah.
Do you have pets?
So I have a pom, little baby pom,
A what?
a Pomeranian.
Oh,
He's
okay, okay,
Thank you.
Yes, yeah. He's actually staying with my parents right now, but
Okay.
because since I work so much, my parents have been like taking care of him because my mom just stays home all the time. But
Yeah.
like every now and then, like I'll bring him over here over my place, and like that's my boy. Like that's my son
Mhm.
till the end.
Yeah. I hope this is okay to ask. I have to ask you about your ethnicity because your accent is so unique. Where
Of course.
what is mom and dad?
So I guess you can say we're pure Cuban. I was
Oh,
born
okay.
in Hialeah, so that's probably where my accent came from.
Okay.
Very Miamian. I always think I don't have an accent, so someone points it out. I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, I mean, we're up in Wisconsin and they say the same thing about us and we say the same thing. We don't have an accent. What are you talking about?
Nope.
I can't even tell that you guys have an accent, but wow,
That's good.
Wisconsin.
That's good.
How's
We'll
the
take it.
cheese over there?
Fantastic.
Nice.
If you like cheese, we have a cheese castle. So
Wow.
Several.
and
Oh,
it's
the rumors are true.
it is
Yes.
it is a road trip staple. Anytime we take a road trip, we will stop at the cheese castle. So
As you should.
yeah, you can't go by it.
You can't afford the lactose intolerant there.
Oh goodness. So what's I've seen some stuff on the Instagram. You're working on a new music video right now.
Yes, actually, it's
Can
actually
we get
gonna
any
be
any details or what's
super exciting to talk about this actually.
yeah, perfect, cool.
So basically the video was done on a green screen. So they're doing a lot of like monsters and horror around me. This is like everything I ever dreamed of. So it's actually
Nice.
crazy that this is happening. And I'm just waiting for them to finish editing it right now, but it should be released before Halloween because I do have a show for
Perfect.
Halloween. So we're kind of planning for that to be released beforehand so people can see it and have like, okay, we're promoting this for the show, you know?
Awesome. And I think your episode will come out for us probably the week after Halloween. So we'll make sure to link it up and get it promoted in here. So
Definitely. Thank you. I appreciate
yeah,
that.
for sure. For sure.
So it's a show on Halloween, and is this the costume that you got for $200?
So actually, no. I have two costumes.
Okay.
So that show, good thing that this is coming out after Halloween, so nobody knows, you know,
Right.
till
Oh,
Halloween.
yep.
I can tell you guys. So it's gonna be
Yeah, it'll have already happened. You're good.
because I didn't want anybody to know till the day of, you know.
Right?
Perfect. Yes.
So the first costume was going to be October 28th for the actual show. That costume is literally going to be huge angel wings. So I'm going to be walking on the stage with angel wings. It's going to be, like I said, shock value. That's all I want. I want people to be like, wow, she's walking out with really big wings. How do you miss that? I kind of want to watch this. What is she going to do, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, because we're opening up with Sally's song from Nightmare Before Christmas, and I think it would be very beautiful.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took me a second to realize what you were. Yeah. I love Nightmare Before Christmas.
Thank you. I love that movie too.
Yeah. Me and my daughter watch it a lot. It's a great movie.
Oh, you should.
Yeah,
And the second costume, I think, is a little bit more crazy. This is for actual Halloween. It's Pyramid Head. So
Pyramid Head?
Who's Pyramid?
from Silent Hill.
We're totally missing something.
Oh,
You guys have to look it up. If you guys look it up, you'll be
to.
like, "Oh, it's
Silent
a classic horror movie."
yeah.
Wow.
So
But
it's just a big.
okay.
Now I gotta know. Okay, so obviously you go deep into the horror genre. If you're picking a horror movie that neither one of us has heard of,
I've heard, yeah.
or don't remember, because I'm not kidding you. We literally, if you look this way, there's like, I don't know what, 3,000 DVDs over in the corner of this place. They're all he's a giant movie head. So if you pull out a movie that he can't think of, you're going deep. So what do you remember, like what your first horror movie was? Because when I was like 8, my sister, who's older than me, made me watch Nightmare on Elm Street, and I've loved horror ever since. So do you remember what your first one was? And
So definitely let me go back to that because I love Nightmare on Elm Street. Johnny Depp is like the love of my life.
oh boy,
Yeah, you already know
Team
that.
Johnny.
I heard he's
Yes,
single.
Oh, just give me my number. But my first horror movie, I think it was the one that traumatized me was probably Chucky, which
Mhm.
I absolutely love now. But back then, I remember waking up in the middle of the night with my parents at a hotel screaming because he was on the screen with a knife. So I was like, very traumatizing.
Nice. So was this a dream, or were mom and dad watching the movie at the time?
No, they let the TV on. They
Oh,
fell
okay.
asleep.
That's just bad timing.
Yeah, I was like, how the heck did I wake up at this time when he's on the screen with a knife? And of
Wow.
course they laughed about it, and now I laugh at it now, like being the
Yes.
person that I am today.
Right.
Perfect. Well, and thinking like you mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street and Chucky. What is your favorite horror series? Like
Or series.
or killer?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite one?
So I feel like I switched this so many times because there's just so many good ones. So going back to Jennifer's Body, definitely like because she's a succubus and she
Sure.
just eats men. That's my favorite killer. But if I had to pick like a slasher, it would probably be either Freddy Krueger or Chucky himself.
Yeah.
Two great ones.
Can't go
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
No.
Yeah. I'm Jason. I'm definitely the Friday the 13th is my series.
I'm a Mike Myers.
Yep. So
And my oldest daughter, me and her love horror movies. And this is her favorite time of year. So I'm not assuming for you, but like she loves Halloween way more than Christmas and Thanksgiving and anything. So this is her time of year. Is this your favorite holiday?
Yes, 100%. Definitely. She has taste.
Yeah. We were just Sunday we went Christmas or costume shopping.
Oh, what'd she get?
She's her and her boyfriend are gonna be Mulder and Scully from X-Files.
I love that.
Because they both love X-Files.
that's awesome.
That's iconic.
So we had to go find a red. She didn't want to dye her hair, but we went and found a red wig for her.
It's better that way. Don't dye your hair.
Well, as long as we're talking about wigs, you obviously are a woman of many looks. I assume you employ wigs at times.
I have to. It's gotten to the point where I've dyed my hair so many times, and I'm like, okay, I gotta start buying more wigs. Yeah, it's definitely good for cosplays, and if you're looking for like a certain specific look that you want to do, definitely recommend. You can get like an Amazon wig for like $10.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's easier that way.
So did you watch the show Schitt's Creek?
I love that show
Do you
so
treat
much, Laura.
Do you treat your wigs like Moira does?
Probably not. She would be so disappointed in me.
In the treatment of
you
wig.
don't have them hung on the wall. And...
No, when I'm done with it, it goes back in the box.
Nice.
Perfect. So with this new video of yours coming out with the green screen, is that your first time working with green screen? Like not interacting with someone?
I feel like I've done things where I didn't interact with somebody, but I think this is my first time using something like a green screen. So that was probably a new experience for me.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch it, because it's monsters and whatnot. So is it animation or CGI or what?
It's definitely animation.
Okay.
There's a lot of talented people working on this. It's actually insane. Like I had a little peek of what it was, and I was like, okay, the graphics are pretty good.
Yeah.
So I have really high hopes for it.
Nice. Can you tell us the name of the single?
Yes. So it's called Spineless.
Spineless. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And will it debut on your YouTube channel?
Yes, 100%.
Awesome. We will definitely get that in the links as well.
And the song is like a horror theme.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. Yeah, it's going for the holiday.
Nice.
Somebody rips their spine out.
Right.
I mean, technically, yeah.
By the way, we are drinking margaritas.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for drinking for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's
absolutely.
I mean, it's funny because when we started this thing, it was supposed to. I mean, when we started, it was just gonna be him and I getting drunk and talking, and then we turned into a guest podcast. So now we've turned it into okay, what is the guest like for drinks? So, when we first started, we were trying to do different cocktails all the time and talk about the cocktail, but that quickly faded. So.
It's so cute though. I feel like that's such an original idea.
It's fun.
Yeah. Let's have fun with it and we get to know you.
Can't complain. We've fallen into a nice niche of fallen into a nice niche of talking to beautiful women and drinking. So you can't go wrong.
Isn't that like the best type of life?
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
Can't complain, that's for sure.
Said numerous times we pinch ourselves every time we do one of these things. So
yes. And with the music, obviously you said, like the goth music as growing up. If you like it or not, you always listen to mom and dad stuff because they make you. When did you break out into your own type of music? And what was a good influence of your own that mom and dad didn't know about?
So definitely, I feel like in middle school is when I started like going towards like my own stuff. Other than the usual Disney Channel like that you had when you were growing up, like Miley Cyrus and Lovato, you had those influences, and thankfully they were already like rock at the time, so that I still had that. But I feel like my music change that was really my music was like middle school where I started listening to like Paramore, Bring Me the Horizon, Pierce the Veil. Like these are more like I guess like my time bands rather than my dad's time. So, but definitely like Paramore stuck on to me. Like that's my favorite band ever.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm very thankful that I even got to witness them like 4 times. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Yeah. Who's the singer for Paramore? What's her name?
Haley Williams.
Haley Williams. Okay. Yeah.
You've mentioned her in your as an influence in one of your interviews.
Yeah, all the time. That's like the one person I talk about. I'm sure everyone's sick of it.
Not at all. Believe me, we're big Dave Matthews Band freaks, and
Oh,
we travel the country to see him. So we totally get obsession with musicians.
he was just here. I'm pretty sure. I think he was here a few months ago.
Yeah.
Where he was at West Palm Beach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Cruising Amphitheater. I think they changed the name, but that was the
Something like that.
original name of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been down there for those shows. I mean, that's a pretty big venue for him. They get a lot of travelers down there. So one of these years we got to go and do it. So
Definitely.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
So is the show you have coming up? Is that at that Black Market Horror Fest? Is that part of that?
Yes. So
Okay.
it is a spooky haunted house music fest.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Flea market. It's all the things there are crazy.
So
It sounds so much fun.
So it's a big haunted house too.
So there's like different sections of the whole entire place. It's being done at Revolution Live. If you know Revolution Live is basically the venue that all like the rock bands go to perform at.
Okay.
So a lot of my favorite bands that I've seen have actually performed at that stage. So being able to perform on the same stage is crazy to me. So they have a section for a haunted house that people get to walk through on the second floor, I believe. So they have like a bar in the front, in the back, in the middle. And then they have 2 stages, the main stage, and then another one on the other side. And then basically they're gonna have vendors going around the whole entire place, so you can purchase things involving Halloween or people's like
cool.
knickknacks, like jewelry, voodoo dolls, BDSM stuff, just like a bunch of random stuff that people have created. It's very great to support your local artists. So
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's cool.
And it's a 2-day event, correct?
yes, 2 days.
And
Nice.
are you performing both days or just one?
Unfortunately, only one.
Okay.
I'm performing my other band the next day out of
Oh,
town.
yeah. Okay.
Or out of town. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize you were in it. What's the name of the other band?
So actually, the other band is not like my music. It's a cover band. I just get
okay.
paid to do weddings and
Sure.
corporate gigs. You know,
Sure.
you have the voice, might as well use it to get paid.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
It's a lot of work, though. I will say that.
During that cover bands, do you ever get to play your original music, or you stay away from?
My boss has asked me to send him my music before. I feel like that is a discussion that we're gonna have in the future, but I also feel like my music is very different from what we do perform and what is popular. So I guess it really depends what happens in the next few months and how far my music is gonna go with like the new single, and who knows.
Throw one of those in there.
Right?
Yeah, why not, right?
Why
Yeah.
not? Just spring it on them.
Yeah, people are gonna be like, what
Mine's
song
a
is
single.
this?
You have a captive audience. Like you really can't go anywhere. So you're good.
I know, right?
So, you're set up.
Perfect. So when you do the cover bands, you just whatever's popular. And you have a male singer with you as well.
Yes, I do actually. I have a male singer. We go back and forth with songs. I'll support him or he supports me. One of us is leading. As far as the songs, it really depends what show we're playing. If it's an older audience, obviously we would do older songs.
Okay.
If it's a younger audience, we would do like 2000s, like to now. So it just differentiates like what we're doing.
So there's a lot of lyrics going on around up in your head because
A lot.
keep them straight.
Yeah, how do you possibly remember all that? That's crazy to me. I know like some musicians have started going to a teleprompter. So like, I mean, that's how, I mean, I know Dave did it for a while, and now I don't know if he does anymore, but like when you're singing that many different songs, different nights, like
all over the place. I mean, your category is all over the place, or catalog, I should say.
It's a lot. I mean, if you keep repeating the same songs, eventually like it's muscle memory.
Oh, sure.
But a lot of times like we're allowed to have like a phone or an iPad in front of us with lyrics. It's not encouraged to do that for every song,
Right.
but it's encouraged to like, okay, that's the first word for this verse. I'm gonna remember that, and that like kind of sparks something in your brain. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, that's the rest of the verse, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, what's your least favorite cover song to have to perform at these things?
But
Oh
you know
my
you have to.
But you know you have to.
God.
Yeah. Is there?
And I'm so vocal about this to my bandmates and like anybody else who comes to see me specifically. I'm like, I hate this song. But of course I can't tell the crowd that. But the song is actually Can't Stop This Feeling by Justin Timberlake from the
Okay.
Trolls movie. I hate that song and I cannot remember it because I don't want to remember it. So I will read the lyrics because I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be vocal. Be vocal. I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, I've always
It's
thought that about wedding bands. Like wedding bands have to be playing songs they don't want to play because you have to like there's staples at weddings, right?
Of course, it's what's popular,
Yeah.
or what like everybody's forced upon them at least.
Right.
Yeah. Like if you're in Wisconsin, you're going to hear old time rock and roll at every wedding you go to ever. So I don't know if that's a thing there, but it is a thing here.
Most of the time it is.
Yeah.
And then we had the disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the disco. Sorry.
It's not
Someone's
wrong
got
for me.
I'm going to a Bee Gees tribute band coming up.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Yes, I've seen them before, and
Yeah.
they're awesome.
I'm jealous.
I love them. Yeah.
I consider
Nice.
myself a Bee Gees tribute with the 2 songs that I do.
Do ya?
There you
Which
go.
ones you do? Staying
Oh
Alive?
my god. Yes, obviously. And
Obviously.
then the other one that's like Staying Alive. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's literally the same song. with different lyrics.
Oh goodness.
So what song out there that you sing that you wish you wrote that you love it so
Ooh.
much?
That's a deep question. Wow. So honestly, I feel like going back to Paramore, like anything that was Paramore related.
Mm.
Ariana Grande, I love Ariana with all my heart. So probably Still Into You from her is very good. No Doubt is also amazing. I feel like
Yeah.
any No Doubt would be great. Oh my god, Girlfriend,
Yeah.
Ex-Girlfriend. That would hit a nerve. We love that song. That's a great song. But yeah, those are the songs that pop up in my mind.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. I got to ask about tattoos.
Of course.
Oh, do you have any?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Do you have any? When did you start? What was your first one?
Okay, so obviously my dad's biggest disappointment, but he loves me with all his heart. My first tattoo, I think I was like 19 years old.
Okay.
I waited. It was under like my breast, like on my rib cage. I
Okay.
got a Sia lyric. So going back to like me loving music, which is Breathe Me. It's a song about addiction. I
Okay.
got it for my mother. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I got it for her.
Mhm.
So that was my first tattoo. And then I probably have over 30 tattoos since then. Because working at a tattoo shop, your friends are gonna, oh, I'm bored, Angie. Do you want a tattoo? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's a nice benefit.
Yeah.
It is a nice one to have. Yeah.
That's a nice benefit. Yeah.
And you design a lot of them for yourself?
Oh, definitely not. I cannot draw for the life of me.
Oh, okay.
I will let them know my ideas. If anything, I'll have inspiration. I'll be like, hey, or like, and then they usually like push her pretty amazingly. So
Nice. Yeah. I get them while you're young because I've gotten to the point now where I don't know that I can do them anymore. So
oh my God, I can't. No, I'm the same way already.
good luck.
Keep going.
If they let me use numbing cream, I will use numbing cream.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have one of my artists who's very nice to me and sprays me down a lot during my tattoos. So he's a godsend. We actually we did an episode. I got my knee tattooed. He picked out the tattoo. I had no idea what it was going to be. And we did a podcast from the tattoo shop while I was getting tattooed.
I don't know how you did that.
I don't either. I go back and watch it and I'm like,
well, that's why I paid for it and picked it because I would never do it on my knee. I'd never do it.
Oh my goodness. I'm avoiding my knees because of that reason.
good idea.
And I want to do it. But it's horrifying. Like
I'll tell you what, the front of the knee hurts a lot less than the back of the knee.
That is crazy to me. Because
Yeah.
I got close to the back of my knee. I was like, I can't do this.
That's the closest I've ever come to tapping out during a tattoo is the back of my knee.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay.
But I was pretty miserable for
You were.
this one too.
That was worth it right there for me.
Secondhand, you're like secondhand experiencing it.
Yes.
I'm good.
So, one of the tattoos I noticed, killed off what was left of the optimist in me.
Oh, okay.
Over your
that
knife?
Yes, that's actually a very old tattoo. It was one of the first tattoos I ever got. And that's why I was like processing. I was like, what was that? It was a Paramore lyric too. I have a lot of Paramore tattoos
Oh,
for some
sure.
reason.
okay.
Just because they hit home a lot for me. I don't want to say I'm obsessed with the band, but I am obsessed with the band. Yeah, like that was a design that a friend of mine at the time did, and I was like, I want it, and then she did it, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how the best ones happen.
Yeah.
You also have a Playboy bunny, which will make our fans who come for the Playboy bunnies happy, because we've had I don't know how many Playboy Playmates on now, but a number of them. So we definitely have a Playboy niche, so the fans will be
I'm
excited to
jealous.
see that tattoo.
I actually have a tooth gem of the Playboy on my tooth. So
Oh, really?
yeah, you probably can't see it, but like it's like
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's cool.
it's different.
Wow.
I'm all Playboy.
Heck yeah. It's such an iconic logo as well. I mean,
Of course, it's so cute.
and cute. That's the way I think of it. It's just cute.
Well, and it's definitely it's kind of brought itself back. Like it was, I think the logo was big for a while and then kind of went away, and now it seems like it's very popular again. So how long have you had the tattoo?
That tattoo was actually one of the first ones I got too.
Okay.
Funny enough. Probably had it over 5 years.
Cool.
Even
Nice.
less, probably less actually.
And you have more planned coming up? Do you have any scheming, like designs that you want to get on paper?
Of course. The worst part about me is that I have a lot that are unfinished. So I should probably go finish those before I start planning more.
I hear you there. I have an entire back that's kind of outlined in very little color that I have to finish.
It's so hard. I don't believe
Problem
it.
is when you can't see them, you're like, do I really need it finished?
And that's like most of your tattoos, right? Like how many times you actually look at your body?
Yeah, right. Oh, nice. So how did the Suicide Girls thing come along? How did you get involved with them?
Funny enough, when I was younger, I always thought like these were like the most beautiful women that I've ever seen. I don't even know why I was in middle school looking at these girls, but internet, we love it.
Yeah, right.
Beautiful, alternative, colored hair, piercings, tattoos, and they were sexy. They like, at least they looked like they were confident in their bodies. And I was like, I love that. I want to be that. Obviously growing up, I dated guys who didn't want me to do that. So once I like became officially single and I was like old enough to do it, I kind of started doing my own lingerie photos. Kind of getting comfortable with my skin, learning to love myself. And then I don't know where one of the staff photographers hit me up and he's like, hey, have you ever considered being a suicide girl? I would love to shoot a set for you. And I was like, this is weird. I'm not even trying to be a suicide girl anymore. Like it was just an idea that I had when I was like younger.
Yeah.
But I was just doing my own shoots, And then I guess I took it as a sign that he reached out to me and I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's make younger me happy.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I was like, yeah, let's freaking do it. And then we popped off. I've been shooting with him ever since. And he's actually one of the most respectful and the most amazing photographers I've ever worked with.
Yeah, and the cool thing about those photo shoots is they're very artistic. There's there's a lot going on. It's not just a pretty girl. There's so much to them and really works of art. So
yeah, and you are sore after those shoots, I will tell you, because the photographers make you bend in certain ways that they know looks good for the photo. So
the
angles matter the most.
right.
Okay.
I'm sure it's the same with Playboy.
Right, and they've said that, so the Playmates have. But there, do you get to express the gore and as you always said, that's the beauty to you is horror and sexiness mixed with gore. This is an outlet for that.
Yeah, I agree. I like to think that.
Yeah.
So where did the idea for the bloody bathtub photo shoot come from?
So that was actually a Suicide Girl set. There was no blood on it at all. It was a regular shoot in a bathtub in a hotel that he got for multiple shoots. Woke up super early for it. And then this was last year, close to Halloween. And I was like, hey, Caustic, this is his name. Caustic, I kind of want to do a Freddy Krueger inspired like photo. Would you be cool with us like trying to edit one of the photos and like have his hand coming out like the bathtub scene, you know?
Sure.
Okay.
So he edited it. It came out amazing. I was like, this is my favorite photo ever. So very simple, straight to the point. And we used the other photos that weren't bloody for the Suicide Girls.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the bloody one is just kind of only on your Instagram then, and never.
It's just for me and my enjoyment.
Nice. That's cool that was like
That's
your brainchild, and that's like I said, that's because you have it pinned. It's the first thing you see and I was like, wow, that's awesome. So
Yeah, I think that kind of shows everybody, okay, she's a little crazy. Do I want to be a part of this or I want to follow this?
Well, I was just thinking that it tells them right away.
Exactly. I'm
Yes
not
or no?
sugarcoating anything.
You don't like it, move on. But if you
Goodbye.
find it cool, there you go.
You're my
And
type of person.
Well, like like you said before, it made your younger self happy. Let's do it. And that I really like that. That was a cool statement.
right.
Yeah, that goes for a lot of things that I do. I like to think.
Well, and your current self, just making yourself happy. How important is that? Is
Oh,
just
yeah,
to
of
make yourself
course.
happy.
Yeah,
Don't hold anything back.
yeah, 100%. Long life dreams, you know.
And what is that? Yeah. So what are your next dreams? You're singing, you're modeling. What do you want to do next?
Definitely like I do everything with a goal to be bigger the next year than I was before. Obviously like everything I do is out of love. Like I just want people to, I guess, understand me and feel like um I guess it goes mostly for my music too, but I've heard a lot of people tell me even when like modeling that I inspire them. I just want people to be comfortable and express themselves like the most that they can. And when they see me faking it till I make it, I guess I want them to do the same for themselves.
Absolutely.
And as long as I'm making other people happy and I'm making myself happy, I feel like I would be so satisfied with my life. And of course, like I do want to be bigger so I can get to a bigger crowd and have people around me, you know.
Yeah.
Like you're not alone, you know, you're not alone. This happens to everybody. So yeah, my goal is just to be as out there as I can and help as much as I can, you know.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Perfect. Help with the songwriting. You ever have a lack of ideas going on to write down? Do you have a process of when you get an idea in your head for a
So
song?
for the songs, yeah, like, it goes back to the mumbling. I'll write it down if anything. Usually I would like hit up my producer right away and I'll be like, hey, this is an idea. What do you think? And he'll agree with me or he'll disagree. So crazy enough, like I feel like the music that I'm coming out with now is a little bit more intense, like towards my mental health. And I feel like it's still dark, but I guess it hits home a little bit more personal. And I think writing stuff like that, I definitely need to be more in solitude and you know, it's a little dark, I will say that.
Sure.
So having the risk of other people listening to that is a little horrifying, but the whole process is an overbearing, terrifying experience, but it's also a very accepting experience because I feel like the people that I work with say like, this is good, Angie, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's not, they'll tell me, they'll be honest. But like I haven't really had an experience where they're like, this is bad. A lot of the times like people support me and I really appreciate that. And that's why like I have a good feeling about like everything that I do. Cause it's all
Yeah.
about the support, you know. And that
Sure.
makes like the process easier as far as like writing. So
Yeah, for sure. I think the great thing about those dark lyrics that deal with mental health and are, truthful is that, somebody listening to it has been through that experience. And a lot of times hearing those lyrics help, So it's I don't like one of my favorites is Blue October. And a lot of their early music was when their singer was dealing with addiction problems and everything is very real and very raw. And there's a lot of stuff in there that when I listen to it, I go, oh, I've been through stuff like that, and it helps. So I think it's good to have music like that out there.
yeah, definitely. I'm like a strong believer in like music therapy. So
100%.
yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Do you
Yeah.
have any lyrics, maybe not a finished song, that you're just not ready to release to the world yet, that maybe they're too personal, or everything's open book for you?
It's definitely, I like to think I'm an open book. I don't like to hide like the way that I feel because again, like at the end of the day, whoever I'm showing online, I'm still human. I have emotions. I have like depression, I have anxiety. Like most of us, unfortunately, like this world is full of that. And I have my trauma, obviously. But There is this song that's coming out. Actually, it's probably gonna be the next song. The title is like no, just kidding. It's called Imposter Syndrome.
Okay.
So it's about like what imposter syndrome is, like just kind of denying everything good that's happening to you.
Yep.
And then the main words for the chorus is fight or flight. I'll never win. Like so it's like no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you succeed, you always feel like you're always losing.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna be really good as far as like my music opening up to who I really am, and hopefully like people can relate to me. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Will you will you be will you be putting out like a full-length album at some time? I know a lot of the music now seems to be just dropped as singles along the way, and then eventually you'll put out a full length. Is that kind of the plan, to put out some singles and then put out a full length or an EP or something?
So it's crazy how like music promotion happens nowadays. I feel like a lot of things are visual. People love to see things in front of them with the music. They want to see the story. So I've been focusing a lot on like the artistic value as like along with the music. So I think we're gonna focus on doing singles, and then eventually all those singles are gonna be an EP. And then once we start creating more, no pressure, you don't want to rush perfection. We will drop more singles, maybe like another music video, and then eventually it would be a whole entire album, depending if all the songs, blend well together.
So. Yeah, and like I said, that seems to be the new way. I mean, that kind of keeps everybody's attention span for a couple months at a time or whatever. Now you're relevant.
Songs too.
Yeah, now you're relevant for, this song keeps you relevant for a month. This one keeps you relevant for a couple months. Whereas, if you put out the full length album, you're relevant for a month from the album, and then they're on to the next thing. So, kind of a nice thing where you can split up the content and the work and keep yourself in the around for a longer time.
Definitely, I like to think that too.
Yeah.
Perfect. So how excited are you with Halloween coming up? I mean, I'm so excited. I got my costume. My daughter's having a party. Do you like trick-or-treaters coming to your door? And do you put out a thing, meet them at the door and scare them or anything? Or
so it's so funny how you bring that up, because I've had this scarecrow like hanging on my door for the past month. I just moved into this neighborhood with my roommate, and he told me that all the neighbors are telling him that they're getting scared every time they walk by our house. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna give an old person a heart attack. So I love it. I'm living for it, but at the same time, I'm a little concerned because I don't want the neighbors to hate us.
Yeah.
But I do love trick-or-treaters. I do feel like I'm not gonna be here if we do have it, because obviously if I bought a $200 costume, I'm gonna want to walk around and people are gonna want to take pictures. So it's like, it's just Halloween in general is just so, it feels good. It just feels like you have that chill going through your body the whole entire day. Like it's just like, for once it feels like it's a day that you're kind of like, every day is like this day. It's cliche, but every day is Halloween. It's like, this is who I am every day, but now I can celebrate it without people judging me.
Perfect. Right. So I got to ask, because you're also an OnlyFans model. Do you have a special pictorial coming out for Halloween?
So I've kind of been slacking on that, but with the new job and stuff.
Yeah.
So we are doing the content with the Pyramid Head. That is going to be a whole entire set. That's going to go out on OnlyFans, Instagram. It's going to be everywhere. I'm going to post that everywhere. We already have an idea for it. My friend is making a huge sword, an actual sword that he's probably going to sell. He makes props for a living.
I was going to say, I saw it. Sorry to interrupt, but I saw a video of you swinging a giant sword. Is that...
That's the guy. Okay, that's the guy. And this sword is so sharp that it can cut anybody. So we're gonna be super careful with it. And it's
real
for the photos. Yeah, we're not gonna take it out. We're just gonna do it for the photos.
So that's a real knife. That's not a prop. That's real.
Yeah, like actual metal. Like he uses like actual materials, and that's why he sells it for like great value. Awesome. But I'm very excited for that. And then obviously the photos with the wings for the show itself. I had things planned out, but I didn't, Halloween's like in 2 weeks. I don't know how I'm going to do all those photos.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just going with the flow at this point. And then whatever I do beforehand, I do it. Cause I had another idea with a maid outfit and then getting like blood out of the oven.
Heck yeah.
Cause I have an outfit there I have to promote. So I was thinking about doing that beforehand.
Right.
Also like Sydney from Scream. little simple things like that.
Love it. Yeah.
There really is so much you can do.
Right. I know.
mean, you really, if you had time, like you said, you could just do so much. It's so
Definitely.
cool.
Well,
Too
the
many
cool
ideas, not enough time.
yeah, I was gonna say the cool thing with you and your personas, I'm sure like the people who subscribe to you on OnlyFans would be fine with that kind of content all through the year. It's not like you need to, it's Halloween and we get, so
Can't tell you how many times I posted fake blood.
so to go back to the song Love, is there thoughts of an actual music video for that? Because I know right now it's just like a lyric video or just a video with the picture up or whatever. Are you doing a music video for that?
So I feel like that song, like the time already passed for it.
Okay.
It's a great song, don't get me wrong. The lyrics are kind of really messed up when you really think about it. But it was it was a traumatic relationship actually when you really hear the lyrics. But I feel like everything visually is already out there, and I don't really think it needs a music video. I'm just gonna continue doing what I'm doing now. And I feel like what's next is gonna be better and actually deserves a music video. So
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, some of that time too, people could create their own images in their head.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
the way it used to be.
and isn't it? I mean, it's kind of true. Any song with like love in the title is either kind of probably going to be pretty dark or pretty light, right? Like,
yeah, love is not an easy thing.
yeah, right. It's one or the other,
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you in love right now?
Oof. Last time I got interviewed, they asked me the same thing.
Damn it.
It's like, oh Jesus. No, I am not. I am on a self-healing journey.
Oh,
And healing on my own trauma because I don't want to put that on anybody else.
believe me, I've been there.
So,
I've done it. So
Sure. Yeah.
it's hard. It's very hard. I will say that.
I
Gotta
think
love yourself before you can love someone else.
I think
Mhm.
unfortunately for me, I did a lot of that with never mind. But
We don't have time.
I
for
didn't
all
do it
that.
as solitudely as I should have.
Never, not even a little bit.
No.
But I got there. It just took a little while longer.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Take all
there.
the time you need. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's really
You
what
can
it is.
fall in love with other things. You don't need to fall in love with a specific person for a romantic. Like you can love your friends, you can love nature, you can love animals, you can love your music, you can love the podcast that you're doing right now. Like there's just so much love that you can give out. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner.
Amen to that.
And I've learned that. Yeah.
You can love
100%.
Johnny Depp.
You Johnny, oh my god. Any day of the week, baby.
Woo.
Okay, now,
It's hot
as
in
long as
here.
we're talking Johnny Depp, we can kind of wrap up on this. But where did love for Johnny Depp come from? Where was the first time you saw him? And
Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
was it?
Actually, I think it was Edward Scissorhands.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
But noticing that he was in Nightmare on Elm Street, I was like, yeah, definitely the Florida man that I would be in love with.
Nice.
Did you watch the trial? Did you watch all that or yeah?
I watched the end of it and I was watching it at work. And then when he like won most of it, I was like, Johnny Depp won. And everybody was like, yeah. I was the person to announce the news, obviously.
Nice. That's awesome.
Well,
Team Johnny.
there's Johnny trying to be in love, and look what it got him.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's just sometimes it's gonna get you shit in your bed, I mean, that's just the way it works.
You just never know.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Anyway. Well, thank you so much. We'll let you promote whatever you want to promote and go from there. Thank you so much for taking some time with us.
Poor Johnny.
Of course, it was a pleasure. Thank you guys. And actually doing the research. It's very
Oh, I gotta
cool.
tell you, no, I was
Well, I want to ask you one more thing now that you say that.
I was really excited for this one. I love all of I love your photos. I just love that whole bringing all of that together. So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
definitely
Trying to-
very excited to have you on.
Is there any story behind good luck?
Oh, okay. So actually, for some reason, I had a love for like casinos and like just like the poker and Vegas and like just the aesthetic of it, like burlesque shows and stuff. So I think like good luck was more of like me trying to have a positive influence in my life like gambling life. It wasn't like people take it like a sexual thing because it's like under my thigh, whatever. But like
Back
to
of your
me,
thighs, right?
I just thought it looked good on that placement. And I just like those words. Like it's just good words, you know what I mean? I'm like putting positive things into my life. And that's
Yeah,
it. Good luck.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Every day. Good luck. There you
Good
go.
luck. Good luck.
Okay, perfect.
All right, promote away. Tell us where to find you, where what you got coming up, and
So
where to
many
find
platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously every music platform, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find me under Elina Low Life, ELINALO Life, LIFE. And then on Spotify, you can find me under Elina Low.
you. Awesome.
Perfect.
Cool.
guys.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it so much.
Of course.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
appreciate
for
you spending some
having
time with
me.
us.
It was super fun.
Awesome. Have a good
Enjoy
night.
margaritas.
Enjoy Halloween.
Bye.
Yeah,
You
happy
too.
Halloween.
Enjoy your show. Yes.
Well, bye, guys.
See
Bye.
ya.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously though, get your asses out of here.